Good morning, everybody. First, please take a deep breath and exhale all our tension physically, mentally. Once more, please inhale fully and exhale and inhale fully and exhale. So please relax physically, mentally, and just be here. We appreciate, rejoice this opportunity to reflect on the Buddha's teaching, particularly Bodhisattva, that's written by the great master Shantideva. So as we are Mahayana practitioners, so the Bodhisattva is the most important for this, to be Mahayana. Jigten Sumgun said, between the Hinayana and Mahayana, what makes the difference is the Bodhisattva, who embrace Bodhisattva, practice Bodhisattva. That individual belongs to Mahayana. Those who don't have Bodhisattva, if we take refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha, it's called Hinayana, So for us, it is very, very important. As yesterday I mentioned, not just from Buddhist point of view, not just from a religious point of view. This is very important point of view of this, our individual, to create such kind of environment, how to bring peace, happiness, and how to free from suffering. That's our most concern. Everybody in the world, every sentient being in the world, our whole focus is how to have good life, happiness, peace, how to free from suffering. No matter what kind of we involve in our life, go to school, training, all this we do to make life a little better, easier. We involve in the business, politics, all this. You see, our focus is make life better, easier, less suffering. So the Buddha's teaching that is the focus. See? Buddha didn't teach you should believe this, you should believe that, you should believe that, you'll get everything. It's not that. Buddha said this is about it. This is the cause of suffering. This is the cause of peace and happiness. You should understand. Then you should practice. So therefore, we all need to focus on this. We have the mind, it's called consciousness. The consciousness means conscious, to be conscious, the right, wrong. Right, wrong means the cause of suffering is wrong. The cause for peace and happiness is right. That's called right, wrong. No? Otherwise, there's no right or wrong. The right is also emptiness. The wrong is also emptiness. You see. So, from that point of view, equally same taste, same nature. But for the relative state, we cannot deny the cause of right and the cause of wrong. In other words, the cause of peace and happiness, cause of suffering, we cannot deny, because it is not mode of abiding, because it is as it is. No. So Buddha taught according to that law of causality. So bodhicitta is the maximum method how to create such kind of environment, more peace, harmony, happiness. It's the ultimate way to incorporate every sentient beings in that dimension, and then exercise our mind. As mentioned, the mind is such profound, such complex. It can only tackle that complexity to bring about is through the understanding and practice, not through the machine, not through the modern technologies. No? So because Buddha fully comprehended in this understanding practice, himself thoroughly, as he mentioned, investigated, pondering, scrutinized, exercised, through these all different methods, revealed, total. So Buddha came to know, so what's the cause of suffering? What's the cause of peace and happiness? Fully, through the conviction of the wisdom, compassion. So he shared to us that what is about. He shared to all the sentient beings. So we should feel so fortunate. As yesterday I mentioned, we are not learning something new, that what we don't have, but we are learning, practicing what we have. We just need to know what Buddha said. As I mentioned, not like a modern science or scientists, physicists, they are investigating so much, using all this sophisticated telescope, all this machine. What is there? What is there? Buddha fully explained in the total, in a manner of from the enlightened state. So see, that's why we are so fortunate. This has been continued, last for 2,600 years. See how many people got benefit from this. Buddha talked in such a small place. Begin with the 5 monks. But then message went round everywhere, without forcing, without war. only simply individually making every effort how to get that teaching. Look at from China, Tangshan. It's called the Tangshan Lama. He carried his bag on his back and traveled around everywhere in India. Look at the Marpa, the teacher of Milarepa. He traveled to India 3 times, sacrificing everything, bringing this message of the Buddha. And how many people got benefit from this? No. They did this voluntarily. Nobody asked them to do. Nobody forced to do. It's individual's responsibility. No. So Dharma is the principal method to open our heart fully. So we all have our own responsibility. People sacrifice, as mentioned, people sacrifice their life. Sometimes there's suicide, not getting enough happiness, not getting enough satisfaction, what they desire for. No. And Dharma has such kind of great room that everybody can participate. It's not just not small thing. Buddha taught there's calm, no, 84,000 types of teachings, depending on the inclination of the individual's mental capacity. So we all just tune into that. We need these explanations, and then we need also practice. Practice means apply into our heart. As yesterday mentioned, oh yes, I understood. Oh yes, it makes sense. That's wonderful. I like this so much. It's just beginning. It's just beginning. Now what? Start. We have to practice. Apply. Look at the weakness of our mind, the shortcoming of the mind, and how to apply the Dharma to purify that, to build the strength of the mind. No? So as here yesterday, we went through some of these, the excellence of the bodhicitta or the benefit of the bodhicitta, say, relative bodhicitta, aspiration, action bodhicitta. No. So these all are relative bodhicitta. Then absolute bodhicitta, the realization of the emptiness, understanding of the emptiness. In the world there's a Buddhist belief emptiness, Buddhist believes selflessness. It's not a Buddhist belief. It's reality. Relativity, the relativity nature of the phenomena expresses how things are constituted within the emptiness. So you see, the scientist, the father, Einstein, he became famous because he discovered the relativity, nature, and quantum physics. You see, everything's relative. So this relativity state is a measurement of your mind. See, makes the relative. Who makes the ultimate? Who understands the relative? Who understands the ultimate? It's all mind, you see. It's very important we bring that, we understand that, you see. It's all mind. And mind is, you cannot see it, how big it is, how small it is, no, what color it has, you cannot see. You cannot measure. So it's very mysterious. Our own mind is mysterious to ourselves. See, yet everything's play of the mind, you see. It's very clear. No. Somebody died because of this, we say, we put outside. No, some reason. There's a second, the primary cause is within in the mind. When they're so in the relative state, how much benefit is there by cultivating bodhicitta? As yesterday mentioned, all the suffering that we have can resolve by the practice of bodhicitta. So we should embrace the bodhicitta. All the suffering of others can resolve by the practice of bodhicitta. So we should embrace the bodhicitta. All the peace and happiness in the samsara, in the nirvana, can achieve through the bodhicitta. So we should embrace the bodhicitta. So these three, you see, it's a very important point. As you know, here yesterday we went through that, see. So those who wish to crush the many sorrows of existence, suffering of samsara, who wish to quell the pain of living beings, who wish to have experience of the myriad joys, should never turn away from bodhicitta. Means embrace the bodhicitta. So don't divorce from bodhicitta. Always keep bodhicitta. Today, tomorrow, this life, next life, until one becomes Buddha. So this line, it explains all details, you see. Our own suffering, how much suffering we have in our life. No, aging, getting sick, finally die. We don't get what we want. We get what we don't want. These all the sufferings that we go through can eliminate, can reduce through the practice of the bodhicitta. No? Then when you have practiced bodhicitta, you age beautifully. You age with dignity. Through the bodhicitta, you get sick with the dignity. You get sick peacefully. Through the practice of bodhicitta, we die without fear. We die with dignity. See, power of bodhicitta, you see. With bodhicitta, you can help others, those who need, without expectation. You help with joy, with appreciation. So, I'm so happy I could do. I'm so happy my life has been useful, helping others. No expectation. That's what bodhicitta is about. No? So when we handle these things beautifully, no? With the wisdom, with the compassion, it creates the peace, harmony. That's how to bring the happiness, you see. So we need bodhicitta practice into our individual life, into society at large. Right from Buddha's teaching, you see, right from the beginning to the end, means when you become Buddha, our principal goal is peace. See, When we take refuge in the Buddha and Dharma, say, don't harm others' life. See, start with the peace. So don't harm. If you cannot help, if you cannot benefit, so don't harm others. So see how precious this is. Then from there, start loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. This all nothing but peace. Not just writing on the paper, make a sign, signature, say, we agree. Not that. It's how to create peace within. See? For ourselves. Not just put on the table, but in the mind. See? So that's how to bring the peace. Then total, when you achieve Dhammakaya, total peace, called free from elaboration, the absolute peace. See, all the mental delusions, everything is now resolved within in the Dhammakaya. Total peace. See? We should understand that Buddha's teaching. No. Don't harm others, whatever way. No. So that's why in the Mahayana Sutras, Buddha said, don't eat meat, don't drink alcohol. There's substance that also harms our mind, our body. See, Buddha was so compassionate and full of wisdom how to take care of the health. See, physical health. A practitioner, we need good health. So Buddha taught. So eat food as a medicine. Don't indulge in the food. No? See, appreciate the food, what you eat. Then see, then those are more serious practitioners. So don't eat dinner. See, even though that should be practiced by everybody, but everybody may not listen. But those who are dedicated, so don't eat dinner. Actually, it's for everybody. No, don't think. So we are lay people allowed to eat dinner. You are the monks and nuns not allowed to eat. It's not that. This is not the point. Everybody should practice that. But since monks and nuns are more dedicated, so then they are more involved, more study involved, more practice involved. Eventually to attain Buddhahood. To become Buddha, as yesterday mentioned, have to purify all those obscurations, limitations, delusions, and perfect all the excellent qualities, step by step. Like I mentioned, a mother who nourishes her child. The first day when the child is born, from that day, she takes care of the child. She knows how to take care of the child, step by step. See, like that Buddha taught the Dharma to all of us. Now they know in the world, the economy is getting better, People have eating too much. So now people get sick by eating too much, See, the diabetes, the blood pressures, all those due to good food, So Buddha said, take care of your health. See. So you see, Buddha was so skillful, so compassionate. So look at this. That's what we need to study more. We understand, we practice. Then message goes round. No? So like that. So this is for in the relative state, how to take care. No, right from the beginning to this, no, to cultivate bodhicitta, step by step, purify. We may not do, or we cannot do right at the beginning everything. No, but this beginning, we start doing something step by step, slowly, 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 slowly. You see progress on the path. See. So then ultimate bodhicitta, you say, which describes more detail in the chapter 9, and said there's no self. Everything's emptiness. No, as in this you see, like a Heart Sutra, form is emptiness. Emptiness is a form, like that. We have a lot of fear in the world. No. In the chapter 9 is mentioned, if there is real self, then we have reason to get the fear. But there's no self exists. Independent, something entity. So let us analyze. Where is the self? With your body, mind? Where? No. So I have a fear if it hits on my head, you know. So is your head is self? You know. The head is composition of many causes, condition, 4 elements. So there's no self on your head. You see. Your hands are not self, it's part of body. Your chest, your skin, your bone, you just investigate each and every if there is a self. So none of those has the self. They are also composed of the dust particle. And dust particle also you investigate, divide, then left nothing. So there's no self. So since there's no self, there's no reason to have a fear. So look this, you see. That helps to delete our ignorance, holding the self, something real. If somebody says something bad about you, first look at when they say bad thing about me, where I am, which one to which thing they are saying bad things, on my head, on my eyes, or on my ears, you know. So where, you know, everything's just illusion, you know. So then say, there's nothing to get upset. See, if somebody praises you, to whom they are praising to me, you know, where I am, you know, investigate that. There's nothing to attach about that. So like this, see, it resolves all our delusions, our confusion. So then from that kind of wisdom, you understand the nature of the samsara, and your compassion is such powerful. No? So your compassion is such powerful. You know sentient beings are suffering because of their delusion, how they are deluded. No? Then Bodhisattvas, so through this both relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta practice, Bodhisattva has no fear to help the sentient beings. So this is the theory or understanding. Now we need to practice. See, that takes time. So we individually should have our own responsibility. So say, yes, this makes sense. Now I must practice. And practice, as I mentioned yesterday, joyfully. So I'm so fortunate to have this method. No? Yes, I can practice. No? That's the most important for this life, for next, no? For myself, for others. So just resolve that and then meditate on this called practice. So there's both relative bodhisattva and absolute bodhisattva. How much is there? No? As mentioned, we have the Buddha nature. Buddha nature is endowed with the appreciation beings. Yet we are some individuals who got this opportunity, to see this, understand, and got opportunity. So we are so fortunate. As I mentioned, it's not just a Buddhist belief. It's the way, it's the path, it's the method. So you see, when there's a will, there's a way. When we have a will determined to achieve Buddhahood, there's always method, way how to get there. So we need the will. We need the determination. See, it's such a precious thing, So there is, so just such a little bit outline of the bodhicitta practice. So yesterday we touched on this. Say, if with the kindly generosity of one merely has the wish to soothe the aching heads of others' being, such merit knows no bound, no need to speak then of the wish to drive away the endless pain of each and every living beings, bringing them unbounded excellence. See, the bodhicitta mind that is focused appreciation beings to drive away the endless suffering of the sentient beings, showing the path all the sentient beings how to free from suffering, focusing each and every individuals. That's a bodhicitta. It's reaching to every sentient beings. Then see, each of them, every living beings, bringing them unbounded excellence, then establishing them in the excellent qualities. So let's try this. Do this way, do that way, step by step. For example, Marpa treated Milarepa out of bodhicitta. And the appearance seems very mean, Marpa was beating Milarepa, helplessly. And Milarepa was suicidal, all these things. But Marpa was trying all his best how to bring Milarepa in the right place, making such a kind of condition to receive the precious teaching that he has, so that Milarepa will be free from samsara, get out of the samsara, and can benefit countless sentient beings. So just for an example, after years, Marpa treated Milarepa so badly. Then at the end, what Marpa said, you see now, this is the time now to bring Milarepa into place and give teachings. I treated all this to build castle, house, all these things. If it is for my own benefit, I should have done kindly. Give him good food. Say, you build this. I can give him some salary. Build this. But I did this for his benefit. I sacrifice myself for his benefit. Because that time people at that area saying a lot of bad things about Marpa. So why Marpa is treating this man, so badly? I'm going to kill him, So Marpa is so mean, But he sacrificed all those reputation to help. Even now there's a Marpa is just, he said, he's like a crazy, doing all these things. It's not a Buddhist, should treat like that, So Marpa did it out of great bodhicitta, fearlessness, knowing what is right, what is wrong. That's why now we have Milarepa in this world. Because of Marpa. Everybody talks about Milarepa, you see. Each and every word of Milarepa said, it soothes the mind, brings the peace. That's the bodhicitta. Not a selfish reason. Marpa said at the end, because Milarepa had been so obedient, that's why I gave him full teachings to him. Because he has the proper vessel to receive the teachings. So that's the bodhicitta. Of each, to drive away the endless pain of each and every living beings. Bring them unbounded excellence. Because the Buddha has so much qualities. It's because of the bodhicitta. So we should inspire this and sacrifice some of our pain, suffering in our life. No doubt suffering will come still. We prepare to face those suffering with the bodhicitta. It's called problems, suffering. When they come, we should bear like an ornament, not just like a heavy load, heavy luggage. Some people, they wear a big piece of gold or turquoise. They are heavy, But they wear this as ornament to show, Otherwise, what is the difference? A piece of rock and a piece of this jewel, If you wear a piece of rock, you will feel so uncomfortable, Said, this rock that I have, it makes me so difficult, But when you have jewels, this is beautiful, So when suffering comes, this is a purification. This suffering I use to advance my bodhicitta practice. To develop my bodhicitta. So it becomes ornament. So this kind of the mind to help all the sentient beings to achieve complete enlightenment, to get rid of all the sufferings, to bring all the excellent qualities. This kind of thought is here now. Say here, pay this 23. 23 in this text, what we have, what need to mention the wish to relieve? Is this right? No. 3. Who has such an altruistic mind as this? Do even father has this. Do even mothers. Do even gods and sages, rishis. No? Does even Brahma have it? This thought. So your father is very kind to you. Your mother is very kind to you, especially to their children. They provide all the food, clothes. When they are hungry, they give you food. When you are thirsty, they bring you water. When you need clothes, they buy clothes, shoes. When you are sick, they buy medicine. They do everything for you. But do they have bodhicitta to establish you to achieve enlightenment? So I want the father or mother, I want my child to become Buddha. The absolute peace and happiness. Because they try their best to make their children happy, free from suffering. No? Even they call you out of their compassion, out of concern. Say, don't do this, it's not good for you. They will tell you. No? Do they have bodhicitta? No? Look at this. No? So here, just look at this. They want their children best. They want their children best education, best job, good house, good living, isn't it? But do they want their children to become Buddha? Do they ask your children, say, cultivate bodhicitta? They will very rarely, maybe one of you may say this. They will never tell you this. See? So look this, ever have so generous a wish. Do the very gods and rishis, sages here, said sages here, rishis. No, even Brahma, the Hindu god Brahma. So I created this world. No? Do the Brahma has bodhicitta to help all sentient beings to free from suffering? No? So harbour such benevolence as this, as Buddha taught, as great Bodhisattvas taught us. So just look. Because bodhicitta, as we have discussed that, source of all excellent qualities, peace, happiness, excellent qualities. No? Look at this. No? Then 24, what is said? If those limited beings, even in their dreams, have never before dreamed of such a mind, even for their own sake, how would it have arisen for the sake of others? See, For even the past, they never, even in their, for in the past, they never, even their dreams, wished something like this, even for themselves. See. First, forget it for others, because I want all the peace and happiness. Isn't it? There's no one say, if suffering comes, it's okay, I want to free from all the sufferings, you see. We won't say, when the happiness, peace comes, it's okay if I don't have them. No. We try everything to bring our life in a good place, happiness, peace, you see. But have you dreamed to cultivate bodhicitta as a cause to free from suffering, as a cause to bring peace and happiness? Have they dreamed? Have my mother dreamed? My father dreamed? The local gods, powerful gods, they have dreamed. Huh? Look at this. It is showing how rare it is. How rare. Only some fortunate, those who have enough fortune to cultivate, then they can hear this. No? So, how could they do so for others, another's sake? So I said, when they have not dreamed for themselves, how can they talk for others to cultivate bodhicitta and practice the bodhicitta? Cultivate the relative bodhicitta and practice the 6 paramitas. So look at this, just look to ourselves. Because bodhicitta allow you to understand whole phenomena, how they exist. Bodhicitta allow us to cultivate compassion, to reach our compassion to appreciation beings. What a marvelous. If somebody says some nice word to you, oh, you are so good, how you feel? If somebody is kind to us, how much we appreciate. The bodhicitta mind, the compassionate mind, reaches to appreciation beings. How every is mentioned individually, how to cultivate bodhicitta and free from the cause of suffering, and how to bring all the good qualities of the mind. So meditate on this. It's very simple. It's not a complicated thing. It's just we need some awareness. And we need a little courage, wisdom. Yes, this is the right thing to do. See, in your family, you see, anybody who is kind to all family members, everybody loves that person. Father or mother, brother or sister, everybody appreciates that person. So this person takes care of our family, So now, all sentient beings is the family. A family member, regardless anything, belief, non-belief, anybody brings in that field and exercise, practice real peace, real cause of peace. Now, if I mention his maybe okay. Sometimes, we chant 100,000 millions or 100 millions of mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Ami Devare, for world peace we talk about. Sometimes I wonder, if it is really an organization, a group of people, 10, 15, 20 people, they organize that, for let's say the next 10 days. And then the organization, the people themselves, they are fighting each other, They disagree each other. Where you do this is not right. This should be done this way. The other one says, no, this is the way to do. So they have a lot of disagreement, There's no peace. So how you can bring peace in the world, But bodhicitta, you see, every individual, if you exercise this, the peace is there. So we all should encourage bodhicitta to study, practice. That's the Buddha's teaching. Then say, how could they do so for another's sake? See, 25 in this text. This extraordinary jewel of the mind, a mind for the sake of limited beings, which in others doesn't arise for even their own sake, crystallizes as something of unprecedented wonder. This aim to bring the benefit of beings, a benefit that others wish not even for themselves. This noble jewel-like state of mind arises truly wondrous, never seen before. Let me see this in Tibetan. What is saying here? Oh, yes, here. Now this bodhicitta, this thought is saying, this aim to bring the benefit of others, a benefit that others wish not even for themselves, even for myself, for my own benefit, for myself to free from suffering, to achieve peace and happiness. I haven't thought of to cultivate bodhicitta as a cause to free from suffering, as a cause to bring peace and happiness. So how I can have this kind of talk to others? This aim to bring the benefit of beings, a benefit that others wish, not even for themselves, for myself. So because of this noble jewel-like state of mind arises truly wondrous, never seen before. So now this thought that I have cultivated this mind is something unprecedented, something that I have never thought of, dreamed of, but today somehow I cultivated this mind. It's marvelous how amazing this is. So you see yourself. No, this I never thought of before. Now this Bodhisattva has risen, cultivated within in my own mind. So what he's saying here is we should rejoice this. No? And feel of such like excited as some excitement. Something unprecedented happened. Through this life, from the limitless lifetime, have never thought of this. All this through limitless lifetime, I worked so hard to bring peace and happiness for myself, to free from suffering, but still I'm in the samsara, you know. So now today, only I could cultivate the bodhicitta, which I have never thought of before, dreamed before. Now today it's happened. No? By the light of the Buddha's teaching, the great master like Shantideva brought the Buddha's teaching into this text. So I'm so fortunate. He said, jewel-like, as a business people, how much they're working too hard to get a jewel. Sometimes you pay some millions to get a jewel, isn't it? Yes. So Bodhicitta is the jewel of the mind, source of all the happiness, peace. So I'm so fortunate. Now I will never, ever give up this mind, even risk of my life. I practice this. I keep this in my heart. See? These are this, because you see how much benefit is there. No. People sacrifice their some happiness, leisure for their enjoyment. No. Like say, when they enjoy the gambling, they pay a price, you know. They spend a lot of money at the time. They have to sacrifice their sleep in the gambling, you know. Next day, they lost all money. And having got sleep, they ruin their health for just that kind of pleasure. So this jewel is real. As soon as there's a bodhicitta, there's a peace. As yesterday mentioned, the prayers we say, all mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, those obstacles, I say, those demons who harms me, those who create obstacles my path to the liberation and omniscience, may they have happiness. See, instead of may they have suffering, so now may they have happiness. May they free from suffering. Subli will I establish them in the perfect Buddhahood. Just think about this, contemplate on this, and meditate. How great peace is there now. As soon as on our little resentment, anger, let go, then there's a space for peace. So that's what's called the jewel-like mind, the jewel mind. That's the ornament of our mind. It makes the person beautiful. Who has this mind, there's no fear. No. When you say prayers, meditate, may they have peace, free from suffering, those who harm you. See, so what a great mind. Can there be any better mind than this? So meditate on this. So when we have this thought, as I mentioned, if you do anything for others, there's no expectation. No. Only you enjoy, I could do something. My life has been meaningful, helpful to others. That's the Buddha's teaching, Buddha's message. How to bring peace in the individual's life, then in the society at large. No? So meditate on this. No? Yeah. Well, okay. This pain, dispelling, also first let me read this here. How can the positive force of jewel-like mind, which is the cause of happiness for all wandering beings, and the elixir for the suffering of limited beings, be something whose measure can be taken? So saying now, this pain dispelling dropped, this cause of joy for those who wander through the world, this precious attitude, this jewel of mine, how shall we calculate its merit? See? So bodhicitta as the mind is the nectar. A nectar that all the pain, suffering transform into happiness. No? So that's called this pain dispelling dropped. No, here what it said was say, and the elixir for the suffering of limited beings. All the different undesirable conditions that we face, anyone who faces, so transform into positive. All the negative things transform into positive. So that bodhicitta mind is, of course, for those who wander through the worlds, those who are in the samsara, the reborn life after life in the samsara, sometimes in the human realm, sometimes in the hell realm, sometimes in the demigod, sometimes in the hungry ghost. No. So those, every individual who are wandering the samsara, this bodhicitta teaching, practice brings the joy, happiness to every sentient beings, regardless who they are, no prejudice, no. So that's in this precious attitude, this jewel of mind. So that bodhicitta. How shall we calculate its merit? How much is there now benefit? The merit is there. So countless. It's like the space. Space has no measurement. How far it goes. So likewise the bodhicitta. No. So look at this. No. As yesterday I mentioned, our mind is limitless, so complex. So that complexity of the mind can only resolve by bodhicitta, and can handle by bodhicitta. Our anger cannot handle the mind. Our attachment cannot handle the mind. Pride, jealousy cannot handle the mind. In other words, they cannot bring the mind into the right place, peace and happiness, because they themselves is a confusion based on ignorance. No. So the ignorance cannot resolve the mind, cannot bring the mind in the right place. The bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, by understanding, by practicing it, can only bring the joy, happiness, because that bodhicitta allows us to bring our mind in the right place, based on wisdom and compassion. So that's what is important. It's about. It's not because of Buddhist belief. Actually, this should be practiced by every sentient beings. No. The reason because we all desire for peace and happiness. We all desire to have peace and happiness and free from suffering. No? So bodhicitta is the technique. It has all the skill, no, to bring the mind in the right place. That's why I'm saying here. This precious attitude, you see, this jewel of mind, see, that we just embrace. Every day bring this in our life. Remind, progress. See.